food tour here in Sibiu.
Being that Sibiu is the city of eyes, we've definitely got to watch what we eat. A peasant pie.
Alright. You like blonde, so we'll see which one you like better.
Have to try them both. This looks more like a Guinness to me. How's that cheese? Me eating lamb, sheep, goat.
I need a dessert. And we have papanash, which is the traditional dessert, but this is slightly different. It is boiled, just all of that good stuff that you need.
That was just too much food.
Good afternoon from Sibiu here in Romania. We are currently on an 8-day road trip with our friends Vlad and Georgiana from Romanian Thrills, and today is going to be a very different video, and it's one I am super excited for. We are actually doing a food tour here in Sibiu. So actually Sibiu in this region is known for cheese, or in this area it is known for cheese because of the shepherds. Outside of the city, the shepherds will make cheese. So I'm hoping there's going to be lots of cheese. If not, it is going to be traditional food from Transylvania, which I am very excited for.
Being that Sibiu is the city of eyes, we've definitely got to watch what we eat on this food tour. I think we're going to stop off at maybe like 3 different restaurants, try a few different dishes, obviously end up with a dessert, and no doubt we'll have a traditional Romanian beer.
This is supposedly the prettiest street in Sibiu, or square, yeah. I think it's definitely a big street though, and a square. You have a cannon there, you need to watch out.
There's some remains of the old fortification walls.
So pretty, but to be fair, I think a lot of the old town is very pretty. All the coloured houses, the cobbled streets, and just a really nice decor of all of the buildings.
And there you go, Sibiu, 2019 gastronomical capital in Europe, so this has got to be a good place for a food tour. I'm sure everything in Sibiu is trying to stop us from eating too much food today. So as you walk out of the old town, there is the third defensive wall from back in the day, and there's a defensive tower that is also known as the Chubby Tower. I need to show you this from a better angle. So basically it's fat. It's a really fat looking building. And again, it's got the eyes looking at you. And this is actually about 2 meters thick, so they nicknamed it the Chubby Tower.
Peasant's pie, please.
Thank you. So first stop on our food tour is the Red Riding Hood bakery, and we have a peasant pie, which is essentially a pastry. It's like a thin pastry. It doesn't really look like a pie that you'd think of at home, and it is filled with cabbage and onion. I'm just going to take a big bite. That's really good.
Is it sweet?
No, it's a little bit. It's almost like a calzone.
Oh really?
Very similar, but filled with cabbage and onion. And it was only less than £1.
I love that you can see them all making it as well, and it's something that I hadn't heard of.
A peasant pie.
So if it wasn't for Vlad and Georgiana, we wouldn't have known that this is a traditional thing in this region, but it's very nice. Probably really filling as well.
You can't have too much, you'll end up looking like the that exterior wall.
Oh, I will. Thick.
We have come into Hochmeister, just outside the main square of the old town, and obviously, like any food tour, you need to try some traditional beers from the region, or at least from the country that you're in. And we have what are these two?
That's a kind of dark, smoky beer, traditional from the region of Transylvania, inspired by the Transylvanian Saxons.
It's got a strong smell.
And this one is a local craft beer from Sibiu area. Nice. It's unfiltered beer. You like blonde, so we'll see which one you like better.
Have to try them both. This looks more like a Guinness to me. Really strong smell. No rock.
Let me know how you feel it.
It's strong. I'm not sure it's my favourite. I can't explain it properly.
Can you feel the smoky taste?
It is smoky.
It's just the malt and the barley that...
You've almost got like a barbecue taste in a beer, which is pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure you'd like that.
Yeah, and then
Let me know.
And then a craft.
Maybe a little bit bitter too for you.
Can't go wrong.
Maybe a little bit too bitter for you.
Do you know what? I think because we're in the sun, it's nice. I think if it was on a colder day, it wouldn't go great, but on a nice summer's day.
Smell it, Molly. It's really barbecue.
Yeah, it literally tastes like a barbecue.
It smells like pork meat on a barbecue.
Right?
How strange.
It smells like one of those pork bean soups.
This is definitely more of me.
What's some more?
This looks so good. So, as I mentioned before, everything is very cheesy, Transylvanian cheese. So I have a roasted pepper and cheese soup, which looks very good. Matt has like a modern meets traditional, that was a fly, fusion, which is like, I suppose you could say it's like dough with cheese. And what else is on here?
So how do we explain this exactly?
Yeah,
I would say a fusion dish from Sibiu with some sheep meat, lamb meat, and then some goat cheese on top from this local area. It's fresh from the local farmers.
And you have your pasta too.
And we have some Transylvanian Saxon pasta made with eggs, and then of course topped up with some salty fresh white cheese and some bits of beef.
I'm gonna try the roasted pepper soup. I'm gonna grab some of that cheese. I think the cheese mainly like sort of disintegrates and melts. I've also got some croutons in there as well. It's such a lovely orange colour. I would expect it to be red because it is roasted peppers, but...
How's that cheese?
Really nice. Wow, it's very salty, very fragrant, and the croutons are super crunchy. That soup is so nice. I wouldn't expect to be eating soup in like 27-degree heat, but surprisingly, it goes quite well. This looks so unique.
Doesn't it? It looks almost like a flatbread pizza. We have the traditional cheese from the region and like lamb or sheep, which isn't my favourite of meats, but I'm just gonna get involved. Being that you need to, if you come to Sibiu, you need to try a dish or something with a cheese in.
I don't suppose you're really gonna taste the meat as such, because I feel like the cheese might power it.
The cheese is really strong, and then the lamb or sheep is almost char grilled, and then you've got your tomato base. So it is very similar to a pizza, but the cheese is very strong, very fragrant. But then because you've got the tomato and the meat is char grilled, it sort of takes away the strength of the cheese. That was so good. The cheeses, and me eating lamb, sheep, goat the other day. This is unheard of. So the food in Romania is obviously pretty special if I'm trying foods that I never normally eat, but this is obviously the main square, the big square here in Sibiu. Obviously you can sit down, you can have a traditional dish here, but on this little food tour we're more on the hunt for hidden gems, things that are down like a little side alley, things that people aren't going to know about. Obviously you can get great traditional dishes here, but everyone knows about it.
Next stop on this crazy food tour is the wine cellar, which is a wine cellar. So we're gonna have a wine.
I'm sure we will, but it's a proper hidden gem. We're not going to tell you exactly where it is.
You'll have to find it yourself, but it's in the cutest little courtyard ever. Like, look at how sweet this is.
If you're heading into the old town, just keep your eyes peeled to your left and you'll find it. Oh my god, it's lovely, isn't it?
It's a secret.
Being that it is a wine cellar.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's going to be our first time trying Romanian wine.
It is actually.
It's from the nearby regions, right? I haven't had rosé for ages. Yes. Now, I was always told that if a rosé was sweet, then it was not a good wine. This is not sweet, but it's not too sour either. So, by my standards, I think that's a good wine. It's also not too fizzy.
So, we have our rosé, which I'm going to try. I'm not much of a wine drinker at
You'll
all.
appreciate that, though. It's a good wine.
And we haven't drunk a wine at all in Romania, so it's nice. Oh, I like it. It's light.
Very light. Not too
light.
fizzy either,
Again, being
right?
that it's a sunny day, yeah, and it's not too sweet, which is nice. But we do have our onion pie, which is traditional to the Sibiu region, being that they basically farm a lot of cabbage and onion, basically. I think it has cheese in it.
It smells really good.
Oh, it looks really good. It's almost similar to a burek. Smells really good. Oh,
it's hot.
That is hot. You know what it's like? That's really good. Very hot. It's almost like a quiche. You've got the cheese, you've got the cabbage, you've got the like grill on top of the pie. It's really nice. It actually goes nicely with the wine, which would be surprising. You feel like with a pie you want a beer, but you are in a wine cellar after all.
That was very under-described on the menu. Calling it just an onion pie does not do it any justice at all. There was eggs, there was cheese, there was onion, there was a crispy top, and it was super sweet and really, really nice. But yeah, an onion pie does not do it justice at all. But wow, I'm starting to feel it now. Beer, rosé, soups, pies, and a pie at the beginning. I need a dessert.
Thank you.
And
last, but not least.
Can I even fit it in? That is the question. We have papanache, which is the traditional dessert, but this is slightly different. It is boiled rather than deep fried. Like normally it's a deep fried donut base. This is like boiled, and it's actually got, what's it got on the outside? Like biscuit crumbs?
I think it's like cottage cheese inside as well.
And then you have cottage cheese and berries and just all of that good stuff that you need.
As the clock chimes.
Perfect timing. Quite slimy, different. Still tastes the same, but has a completely different texture to the fried ones. It's like spongy.
Let's get involved with this. It looks so different. Obviously you've got the cream and the berries like you do with the traditional papanache. But when I say traditional, I think it depends where you are in the country, right? There'd be, everyone would have a case to say that theirs is the most traditional depending where you're from in Romania. Oh, it looks so good. It's just full of goodness, right?
I wouldn't call it goodness, but it's definitely tasting good.
It's different where the deep fried donut papanache is crispy, it's a lot more sugary. This is, it's almost savoury with the way that the cheese is put, because it's like thick cheese, almost like a pie, but it's really nice. It's not as heavy.
It's definitely
I think you could eat more of this without feeling sick. More dessert. So this is a pancake with sweet cheese and dill, which is sort of inspired by like Saxon cuisine, and obviously the cheese from the local area is so famous. Oh my god, how am I going to eat more of this?
More
really
cheese.
Good. Oh look, you can see cheese and dill there. It's just fallen out. That smells really
like
good.
An omelette.
You're right. It tastes more like an omelette again. Yeah. It's obviously you've got your pancake on the outside, but the inside is sort of the flavours that you would put inside an omelette. So yet again, it's sort of like a fusion between sweet and savoury. That was just too much food for one afternoon. If I'm honest, I really liked the papanache with the boiled cheese, but I wasn't that keen on the pancake with the cheese and dill. It sort of tasted more like it should just be an omelette, but you know, each to their own. But without Vlad and Georgiana, we would not have had a clue of any of these places. We would have ended up in all of the tourist traps and none of these little hidden gems. It has been a great afternoon of trying some amazing traditional Transylvanian dishes for this region of Sibiu. Another great day. If you haven't been watching, we are on our 8-day road trip around Romania. We still have a little bit left to go. We're edging towards the end now, which is really, really sad. But stay tuned for more videos somewhere in Romania.